Gotta top it like about give life. 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 Big grind from the night to the AM. Big grind. New multi-millionaires in the making. Big boss now, but it all took some patience. Rockstar life spread well across the nation. Get one chance, you know what I do to it. Whole team get money and I'm used to it. Beat the odds and I'm still going used to it. Changing lives every day, you can YouTube it. Hold up, it's on when it's short. You know I stay down, stuck around for the glow up. And you can ask anybody around, yeah they know us. We can't stop now, cause the grind is never over. Hey, you gotta top it like style, give life. 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 We go top it lifestyle, turn my life round. Time out, told her hater pipe down. Top it lifestyle, turn my life round. Time out, told her hater pipe down. Hey, big grind from the night to the AM. Big grind. New multi-millionaires in the making. Big boss now, but it all took some patience. Rockstar life spread well across the nation.
Hey, good evening, good evening. Hello, Facebook family. Welcome, Tava Nation. How are you? I'm so glad to see all of you jumping on. Go ahead and take a second. Guys, remind your team that tonight is the night. We are getting ready to hear from our CEO. So please tag your teams right now. Share this live right now. Hey, Miss Trina, Miss Dory, I see you, Philadelphia in the house. Guys, go ahead. We're going to just take a moment because you don't want anybody to miss this message tonight. So go ahead and share it. Hello, Miss Nina. I see Megan on. Pastor Sean, good evening. Hey, Tamara, Crystal, Tammy Durden, I see you. D. Laster, hello. Dante Wiley, good evening. Guys, keep it going. These numbers are going up. I want to give you just 1 minute. I'm going to give you just 1 minute to get everybody on for the night that we have been waiting for. I hope each and every one of you had a wonderful Christmas day. I hope it was a time that you spent with your family, that you stayed safe, but just enjoy what is most important. And in this time, in this season, it really is about family, giving back, loving on each other, spreading love throughout the nation. So, all right, guys. I am Lachelle Pierre, Director of Operations for Tava. Hello, Miss Shervonda. I see a couple of diamonds checking in. Miss Nicole, Miss Tammy Faye. Hello. Guys, go ahead. Let's keep it going. Before I bring our CEO up, we want to give everybody an opportunity. Remind your peeps. Go ahead, tag them, call them, text them. Say, hey, you're late. Come on in, okay? So, all right, tonight we are getting ready to hear from our CEO, our founder. And for those of you that are just joining us, it has been a phenomenal year for Tava, even in the midst of a time and a season that has been so tumultuous for so many. We here on the Ark have really been blessed during this season. And so tonight, our CEO, our founder, is really going to give us our marching orders for 2021. As he's been telling us, actually, probably since about September, that he was already in 2021. He has been planning and forecasting for a while. And so tonight, he's giving us that roadmap. So without further ado, our visionary, I always call him the man with the master plan, but more importantly, the ambassador for our industry, right? He's been successful in several companies. And again, he hates for us to give him all of these accolades, but we were taught always to give people their flowers while they are here, right? So we want you to know who you are hearing from. And the clock is chiming, so that means it is time for me to get out of the way and bring him up, our CEO, our founder, our visionary, none other than Mr. Kenny E. Lloyd. Rock, do you have Kenny?
Hey, everybody. Thank you, Lachelle. I appreciate it. And Lachelle, I hope you had a happy holiday. Listen to everybody. Thank you for joining me this evening. I pray that everybody's Christmas was incredible. I pray that you got a chance to spend time with family, and that, you know, the most important thing, I think that's the most important thing, is the gathering of families. But I hope that you had an abundant one. I hope that you got everything that you wanted and was able to give everything that people wanted. You know, I enjoyed my holiday. It was wonderful. Of course, this is the first holiday without my mother, you know, but I had my children here, man, and we just had a good one. It was very peaceful. You know, I had time to really think about some things. You know, it's funny. I was reflecting on my journey in network marketing, and you know, I was thinking about the companies that I was really a part of. I was a part of Artists International and TLC. And I was, you know, as I really thought about it, I thought that, you know, every company that I went to, when I left that company, it was because my season was up. It wasn't, you know, I mean, I thought it was because I knew some things, but plainly my season was just up in that company. But when I left my heart with that company, because the companies that I worked with, I mean, I gave those companies everything I had. Every day I gave the company everything I had. It wasn't that I was asking the company to give me anything. And anybody that's ever been on a journey with me knows that I've never used any of my success on my platform for self-promotion. It's always been about promoting the company and promoting the people that are having success in the company. It's never been about me. And I think that's why God trusted me, and because he knew that I was going to be a humble servant. And that's what it's about. It's just about the humility. And there's a reason I'm going someplace with this. You know, when I joined TLC, for the 6.5 years I was there, I gave TLC everything I had. I gave them my heart. I gave them everything. You know, my whole being I gave. And it wasn't about me. It was about the people that were there. You know, I built relationships, you know. But when I left my heart there, you know, because I gave them my heart. I gave them everything I had, you know. And I think that, you know, God was preparing me for where I am now, for Tava. I think I earned the right. And understand that each place that I was, it wasn't all, you know, lollipops, and it wasn't all flowers, you know. As my mother would say, it wasn't the flowers every day. There were tough times. There were disagreements. There were everything. I remember when I joined TLC, the CEO and I we had a disagreement when we first joined. And my ego was telling me, man, he said he was going to do this. He didn't do this. I mean, like, what kind of person is he? I mean, like, he doesn't know who I am. I mean, I could have gone anywhere else. And, you know, and that was my brokenness talking to me. When I say brokenness, I was broken because I was broke. And it was my brokenness talking to me. It was, you know, I was building myself up to be something bigger than what I was supposed to be, because what I really was broke looking for an opportunity. And you know what? I did a conscious interrupt. And I know some of you all heard me talk about conscious interrupt. And I did a conscious interrupt, and I calmed myself down and really thought, like, I really need this more than he needs me. And I had to think to myself that I haven't even proven myself to him. You know, why would I expect him to bend over? Bend over what? Based on what I was? Based on my past? No. I had to earn the right to expect that from him. And I collected myself and thought about that, because you got to think, in our industry, it's funny. And I want to talk to, listen, I'm all about all people, but I'm about people who are like me. I'm about my people too. And there are very few outside of network marketing. I really can't think of any opportunity that you could get involved in for $1,500 or less that you even have a remote opportunity to earn 7 figures in a year, or 7 figures a year, or to build something where you're having fun doing it. Because this business is supposed to be fun. It's just not many opportunities. So I don't think that a lot of times that we understand the power that we have in our hands, what we have in our hands. And what we have in our hands is a tool to help get us to where we want to be. And once we get to where we want to be, it's designed to help bring other people and take other people to where they want to be. And if you do that repeatedly, successfully, then everything that you want will be abundantly given to you. Because if you always operate in this state of servitude, what you want will never evade you. It will always be there for you. Now, I'm going somewhere, so y'all stick with me, right? When I talk to our people, it's like, I don't think we always grasp what we have, the opportunity we have in our hand. And I think that when we join companies, we get excited. We get excited about the opportunity, but what is it we're really getting excited about? Are we getting excited about this being a place where you can come and lend your gifts and talents and bless other people and achieve the success that will give your family another level of living, an abundant quality of life? Are you thinking about that? Or are you thinking that this is a place that you can come and get yourself out of the hole and then reach back and grab other people and bring people with you? If you're thinking like that, or are you just thinking, this is a place where I can come and build my brand? I think there are different kinds of thoughts. I think that if you genuinely are thinking that this is a place that you could come and build something for yourself, and as you have built something for yourself, that you can show other people how to do the same, people that need it, then I think you're on course. Because when you are truly thinking like that, when you really think about the arc, the whole mission of the arc, the mission of the arc is to really kind of, first of all, save the industry of network marketing, because our industry, especially in our African-American community, has taken a big hit over the last few years. When I think about the things that are going on, when I think about the many people that I know that have made a lot of money, when I think about the people that have been blessed with the amazing, extraordinary talents in this industry of network marketing, but when I think about where they were and where they are, and when I watch the things that are happening now, it's disheartening. And what are the kind of things that are happening? When I was growing up, my father was the first African-American to play in the NBA, and I was growing up. I was born in 58, so I was growing up in the 60s and the 70s, right? And I used to see that because of who my father was back in that time, our people stuck together a lot more than we stick together now. I used to, when the black athletes used to come into town, my father would have them over to his house because he provided a safe place for them to enjoy themselves without being under the scrutiny of the public. Because even back then, a lot of the athletes that were given an opportunity to play football, baseball, basketball, they were under tremendous scrutiny. They couldn't be out in the public or go to clubs and make mistakes and do things like that because they could lose that opportunity. So they protected what they had in their hand. They protected the gift, and and then their friends and their fellow athletes help protect them as well. They protected them. They put them in situations like my father put them in a situation where they could come to the house, and if they wanted to act the fool, they could act the fool. You know, they could have a good time. They could, you know, I mean, listen, it was a beautiful thing to see that. You know, they protected each other. You know, as I really think back and think about the history of our people, like I was watching the Godfather of Harlem, and it's a story about really 3 historic Black men that were the most powerful men in that time. And one was Bumpy Johnson. Bumpy Johnson was a gangster in Harlem, but he was like a Robin Hood. He helped the people of Harlem, but he was a dangerous person. You know, he was a gangster. Then you had Adam Clayton Powell, who was the first Black congressman ever. And, you know, he had his own agenda. You know, he was a powerful guy. And then you had Malcolm X. Those 3 lived in Harlem. Now, they all had separate agendas. They didn't agree with each other's lifestyle. They didn't agree with each other's agenda, but they were the most powerful Black figures at that time in their communities. And what they did was they didn't agree with each other, but they protected each other. They had a covenant that they protected each other. Even though they didn't agree with the politics or who the people were, they covered and they protected each other. You know, and man, that is just so powerful. But what I see now in this time is a little different. I see that we're not protecting each other. We're not covering each other. You know, we still have to protect and cover ourselves. We have to understand that, you know, the concept of the village is gone. I don't know where it is, man. I don't know how we get it back, but it's just gone. Like when I say that you have in your hands right now through network marketing. Those of y'all who you join for the right reason, but sometimes along the way, some things happen that we don't like, and we lose focus of the real reason that we're supposed to be here. And we're not supposed to be here to emulate or hail or, you know, a human being. We're here to learn and to elevate ourselves. We're here to do that. But what happens is that you have a lot of people that go to companies and something bad will happen between them and the person that brought them in the company. Something bad will happen, you know, in the company. And man, people say, I'm leaving because I didn't like that. Well, I tell everybody that for real, like your why you're here and what you're here to do, you have to withstand things like that, because things like that, I don't care where you go, there are bad people in every company in network marketing. There are bad things that happen in every company in network marketing. It's just, how do you manage that mentally? How do you manage when things happen that you don't really like? Like I had to manage mentally what happened to me when I first joined that other company. And I had to manage, and how I managed it was set back and really thought from another standpoint that, hey, you haven't earned the right for him to bend over backwards yet. So you need to go on and earn the right. Then you address that at a later date, because I had to recognize what I have in my hands, and I had the power of change in my hands when I was in that company. I had the power of change. In my hands, I had product. I had a company in my hands. I had the power to change the economic landscape of different families that I know needed help, to change the lives of other people, you know, that needed help. You know, I had the power to teach people how to believe again and inspire people by my example. You know, and what was my example? When I first joined that other company, I was broke. But I had to show people that there's nothing wrong with being broke. I mean, like, everybody makes mistakes. When you make money your first time around, most people that make money the first time, they lose it. They don't even know how they lost it, where it went. They can't even account for it. And there are many reasons that happens, but we're not going to go over all the reasons it happens. We're just going to say that it happens. But it is imperative that when we have an opportunity in our hands, as powerful as what we have, because outside of this industry, I don't know any other industry where a person has the opportunity to exponentially, overnight, to change their circumstances, to change other people's circumstances. I don't know any other industry where you can do that besides network marketing. And so this is why, man, it missed me. And I talk to people, man. I try to mentor people on problem management because problems are a part of life. I don't care what you do in your relationship, in your businesses, and everything, man. Everything's about problems. It's just how do you manage those problems mentally? Do you let those problems conquer you? Do you let those problems, because those problems are a product of the enemy. And when the enemy knows that you are slighted, that you're slated for greatness, man, he'll put obstacle after obstacle after obstacle in your way to try to stop you from achieving what's waiting from you. He doesn't want you to have abundance. He doesn't want you to be special. He doesn't want you to impact the people because, see, whether you know it or not, there are people out there right now, tonight, that did not have Christmas. There are people out there right now that are on their knees tonight begging for you. They don't know you by name. They don't know you by face, but they're begging for you to somehow reach out to them and show them how to free themselves from the bondage of being broke. They're trying to shit that they're begging, they're praying for you, and you don't even know it yet. And you are assigned to them. It is written that you will go and grab them, but if you quit because an obstacle came, something happened, somebody did something to you, you're stealing somebody's blessing because you're not here for kicks and giggles. You're here for a reason. The reason that you're here, the reason that I'm here, the reason that we're here is to help people that need help. To help people that they don't even know that help exists. And we just don't help people by showing them how to make money. We help people physically by sharing our products with them. But see, first, we as a people, we have to get over making emotional decisions because we get hurt. But not only just getting over, we have to get over hurting people. Because I just want to go back and say that you have to be the example to people. Like you will hear people, I've heard people say, you know, what is their culture? I didn't like what I saw. So you got to understand that people are watching you. And you don't even know that you deserve to have people watching. You think people are just looking at your Facebook post and they're watching the things that they're not looking for your Facebook post to see your daily thing. They're not looking to see what you're driving, what you're wearing. They're looking to see who is going to save me. Who do I believe in? Who do I really think really cares about me? Who really can show me the way? Because they're looking for it. And the moment you understand the significance of that is the moment you start to have a breakthrough. Through network marketing. You know, there was once a slave boy that stood before the greatest ruler of all time. Stood before the greatest ruler. That greatest ruler was God. And the slave boy was Moses. And God said to him, "What's in your hand, Moses?" And Moses said, "I just have a stick." Because see, God knew that he was going to use Moses. And he said that all I have is a stick. And God said, what he's going to do is, I'm going to use you in that stick. And that stick that you have will part seas. It will part the Red Sea. It will bring water from rocks. And that stick that you have will be used to help free people from Egypt. And he enlisted him because that's what he had in his hands. If you all understand what I'm saying, he had his stick, but that stick was so powerful. It was much more powerful than Moses even knew. We have network marketing in our hand, and that network marketing is equivalent to what Moses had in that staff. So that stick turned into a staff. And for us, man, it's network marketing. But see, what happens is this, that many of us have been called to do network marketing. It's our calling. We've been directed to do it. And simply because you're directed and called to do it, it doesn't mean that it's going to be easy. It doesn't mean that it's not just going to come without challenges. It doesn't mean that there are not going to be any obstacles in the way of you getting what you want. No, it's not going to be easy because it's not been easy for me and Shantae. It's not been easy for me. Day to day, this growth is not easy. I've never been a CEO, so I'm growing every day, and it's just not easy. It's difficult, but change ain't easy. It's just not easy. Change is not easy. What I'm called to do calls for me to go through a learning curve. It calls for me to go through betrayal. It calls for me to go through a lot of trials and tribulations. Every day there's a different trial and tribulation, but you know what? My purpose is much stronger than the people that hurt me or betray me. My purpose is much stronger than the people that hurt me and betray me. Because right now, and it's funny because, you know, when God gives you everything you need to fight his battles, he gives you every weapon, gives you everything, every tool you need to fulfill his purpose. And one of them is discernment. And so a lot of people do things and they think you don't know, but you don't know. I'm telling you, you can't talk about God and not understand the power of him. And look, I'm not trying to preach to you this evening. I'm just talking real. This is my year-end thing. So I'm just talking real. It's like you got to know that when you are fulfilling his purpose, when you're serving, he gives you everything you need. And one of my things that he's given me, the biggest tools is not a weapon, is discernment. So I know. You don't think I know, but I know who's betraying me. I know who's betraying the company. I know who's doing what. I know before you even think somebody knows. But you know what? I don't let it bother me because it's part of the process. It makes you stronger. It helps you understand because that comes along with, look, bad always accompanies good. You can never escape bad. It's just that you have to understand that if 80% of your journey is good, then you have won. If 20% is bad, you've won because you should be able to manage the 20%. You should be able to manage it. But I think seriously that a lot of the people that get to a certain point when the trials and tribulations begin, that it becomes too much for them. I believe it comes, and so that's why I don't pass judgment on anybody because everybody has a threshold. And I think that people reach a threshold because it becomes too much. I think people get to a certain point. You hear me talk about that brick wall, and that brick wall becomes a lot to people. You know, it's funny because when you think about what I'm talking about, understand that when Moses freed the people from Egypt, he said he wandered for what? How long? I don't know. They wandered in the desert for years. They said 40 years, man. He wandered for years. God said that they could have found the promised land in 3 days, but what happened is that they didn't understand what they had in their hand in Moses. That Moses was God's servant. He could have led them, but man, they rose up against him. That's why I don't take it personal when people rise up against me, because people rose up against Jesus when they didn't believe, they didn't understand him. They rose because people are always down on what they're not up on. They rose up against him. They heralded and worship fake false idols. They said that Moses didn't know where he was doing it. He was faking. He was this and he was that. And man, and you know what? And God, he didn't want that in the promised land. He didn't want that in the promised land. He wanted the people that entered the promised land to be pure of belief. Well, I think it's the same thing here. The promised land, man, what is the promise? The promised land is a place of peace where when you achieve success on a certain level, you earned it, man. You achieve abundance. Man, what gives you the ultimate prize, what abundance means to me, is that I am abundantly at peace. My family is abundantly at peace. I don't have the same drama in my life, the same pain that I had when I didn't have money. The money allows my family to help people. We helped a tremendous amount of people. You wouldn't know it because my Tava'S Cares and the Lloyd Family Foundation. Look, man, when people are struggling, you don't add insult to injury when people are struggling by putting a camera in their face, and because you're giving them food and you're giving them things, you make them have to endure saying, yes, I'm broke and I thank you very much for helping. You don't do that. I don't take a camera. You wouldn't know what I do because I don't take a camera anywhere I go. I don't ask for any public acknowledgement for what I do because I'm a servant. And I'm abundantly blessed. You know why? Because as a servant, I understand that this pain would grow. That I don't understand everything that happens. You know, that I get hurt, I get betrayed, just like anybody else. But I'm not swayed by it. It doesn't make me get off track. It doesn't make me quit. It doesn't make me, it doesn't make me create division. It doesn't make me do that. I mean, I stay the course. The thing for me is that the thing I'd love to see, and not just and this is just not done. This is not just about Tava, because I'm an ambassador for this industry. One of the saddest things for me is you have these people, man, that have been abundantly blessed with gifts, the kind of gifts where they've had a taste of success. And they really have the ability to help a lot of people. But what has happened somewhere along the line, they got off track. And what I see now amongst our people, I think it's a sad state of affairs, man. I think the industry has taken a big hit, especially in our community, the African American community. And I want to preface again, I'm for all people. But right now, I'm talking about my people. I think the African American community and network market is taking a big hit. And why has it taken a hit? It's taking a hit, man, because instead of protecting each other, instead of protecting the intellectual properties, instead of protecting the gifts that certain people have that are designed to serve, man, we try to expose people. We try to, we talk about people. We de-edify people. I mean, the very fabric of who we are is that I have made many mistakes. And I'm talking about, I made mistakes as artists. As I go back and retrace my journey in TLC, I made mistakes in TLC. I mishandled situations because I'm still growing. I'm not where I'm supposed to be yet. I haven't reached the mental level that is awaiting me, but I'm working on it. I'm getting there every day. The whole point of success in this industry is taking somebody that has made mistakes. There are people right now in this company, in Tava, that a lot of people that have made a lot of mistakes. But see, how you protect your people and the people that represent everything that we're about and that we're trying to help is when the people make the mistake, if you care about them, you pull them to the side and you talk to them and you tell them, that's not cool. You're making a mistake. That's not how this industry works. You pull them to the side and you talk to them, but instead of doing that, we don't protect them. We expose them. This person is this and that person. We begin to de-edify, and man, that's the beginning of the end. That's not what we're called to do. We're called to help people grow. We're called to take people that are in a growth pattern, and we're called to help them grow. The greatest testament of you exercising your gift and talent and what you're supposed to do is to take somebody and help shape them to get past the mistakes that they have made and help them grow and understand that that was a mistake and help them grow and see them grow into something special. And they grow out of their pain. They grow out of being broke. They can take care of their bills. Man, it's the greatest joy in the world to do that. But we have to get better at that. We have to get better at stop being threatened by people and stop threatening people. It's crazy to be in another company, and when somebody says they're ready to leave your company and say, well, I'm going to go over here, that you would de-edify Kenny and Shantae Lloyd or de-edify some of the leaders here. Or if some of the leaders here de-edified a leader and de-edified another leader. Now, am I perfect? No. Have I done that before? I have, but I don't do it anymore because I've grown. I've learned that that's not what I'm called to do. And every time I did it, I was in a dark space and it set me back. It's a shame that with our people, man, that we represent people that own different people that own companies that use us as weapons of mass destruction, because when they see people that are experiencing some power, when they see people in positions of power, when they see people that they don't think should be in ownership. In ownership, they use our people to destroy us, to create lies and dispersions of us, to character assassinate us, to say ugly. But see, what we fail to understand is the humanity of everybody in this industry, because we're human beings. And what do I mean by that? What I'm saying is that Kenny is I'm a son. I'm a father. I'm a husband. If you seek to destroy me, you seek to destroy my family. And there's no blessing in doing that. Even if you achieve that, what joy would you get from destroying my family? Because there would be no eternal joy from that. There'll be no blessings behind that, because you're not supposed to do that. I mean, for me, I had no desire to destroy a family, because see, I'm able to look through people, past people. Like, there are people that I've worked with, man, before I had to part ways with them, man, I've given them chance after chance after chance after chance after chance. Why? Because I find no joy in the destruction or taking anybody's money or their check. I find no joy in that. I get no joy out of that. Because if I take somebody's check, somebody gets terminated, and I've been in positions of power, and I've never, only one time in my history of being in power have I had to part ways with somebody. And man, it was the hardest thing I had to do, because I find no joy in it. No joy whatsoever, because people have families. So I want us to be a little more compassionate. I want us to think a little more as we go into 2021. Let 2021 be the year that we as a people restore our favor in this industry, because we've lost our favor. That's why there's so many people who have gifts and talents wandering around lost like zombies, looking for money because they mishandled their money. But when you have favor, things like that don't happen when you have favor. And the only way that you lose favor is to have a gift, because if you think because you have some gifts that have been bestowed upon you, because if you are irresponsible with those gifts and you don't fulfill your mission, believe me, he will take the assignment from you. As he had given it, he would take it. He would take it away from you. I'll never forget one day, I was walking outside, and man, listen, I mean, I'm up at 4:00 every morning, and the Spirit really works with me between 4:30 and 5 every morning. And I was walking outside, the sun wasn't even fully up, man. And I was thinking, I've had enough of this. This is just overbearing. I don't even know how much more of this I could take. This is with another company. And I promise you, I heard it. It wasn't audible, but I heard it. And it was said to me, if it's too much from you, I'll take it and give it to somebody else. And in that moment, I was like, hey, I was just thinking out loud. I mean, I was just joking. I'm not playing. I can handle this, because he never gives you more than you can handle. It's just that you have to find it within yourself to unlock everything that he's giving you. And you don't hurt anybody else when you back out of what your assignment is, because you got to understand, I don't think people understand that. Man, when you come over here, when you make a decision to lend your gift somewhere, when you make a decision to come, you make a commitment. Commitment's like a covenant. You make a covenant, a commitment. You're not making a commitment to me. You're not making a commitment to Tava. You're making a commitment to a much higher spiritual thing, man. You're making a commitment to something much bigger than me, to help people. To help people. Do you understand what time this is? Do you understand what's going on here? Do you understand that Biden has said that if the pandemic, they don't get control over it, that when he takes office, that he's going to shut the nation down for 4 to 6 weeks? Man, do you know what that means? Do you know that the unemployment is at the highest rate it's been in years? Do you know that there are people who were middle-class people that are sitting in cars every day in line waiting to get food? Do you know that people are praying that they get a $600 stimulus check? And what happens is that God already knew all this was going to happen. He knew it before it even happened. And we are being prepared to go and serve by reaching out, man. And the people that are looking for blessings, every morning my prayer is lead me to the people that need me. Lead me to the people, not bring me the people to serve me, not bring me to the people who are going to make me bigger. Just lead me to the people that need me. And this is what sustains me. I don't care what. When you have favor, I have favor, and I understand I am covered by the blood. And that's the only reason that I'm here. And I have survived the attacks that I have been under, and I have been under, and still am under some vicious attacks. But man, I'm covered by the blood because he knows. I don't care what anybody says about me. Character is not what people say about you. Character is who you are. I sleep good at night because I know who I am. And I know that what I'm doing is pure. Do I make mistakes? Yeah, I make mistakes. I do. I'm not, I'm not perfect. Not the perfect person. But all I'm saying is in 2021, can we make a conscious decision? I know everybody can't live by this, but those of you who can, because some of you all out there, you know that you're de-edifying people. And I know there are people that are on this live that aren't even in Tava. You know that you're not doing the right thing. You know it ain't cool to de-edify your people. You know that you're being used by somebody as a weapon of destruction against your people. It's happened through the history of our people. We've had our people do our people. You can't, how do you wear t-shirts in March, but then do your people? I've even heard people, man, I don't even understand this to my core. I've heard people, man, that are Black people that say, I'll never work with a Black company. Man, I just don't even understand that because, why would you not lend your gifts and talents to somebody that you share something in common with? And folks out there, I want to preface again that Kenny Lloyd is about all people. If you look at my history, man, I have served people all over the world, all nationalities, all people. I'm about all, but tonight, I take no shame in saying that I'm talking to me. I'm talking to us. That it's time out. If you're wondering why you're not achieving the things that you want to achieve, if you wonder why that you're losing instead of gaining, you got to look at yourself in the mirror and understand that it's because principle. You can't let people use you as a weapon of destruction against your people. You can't de-edify people who are trying to take care of their family just so you can gain. You can't do that and be successful. We can't. 2021, let it be the year that we as a people restore our favor in this industry. The year that we rise up and rise above our egos and our selfishness and get back to being the greatest representation, man, of hope in our communities. By blessing people, not taking people someplace that you make money off because you have to fulfill a quota. Let's begin to restore the people. The people that need us, man. There are people that need us. People that are praying for a breakthrough. Look, y'all, I love you all. I'm not perfect. Again, I'll say it again, and I'm not talking down to you because I'm talking about I've made these mistakes myself. I'm guilty of it. I've de-edified, but I've grown. And I think that I asked, and the same thing I've asked of me. I ask people that I've hurt or wronged to please accept my apology and forgive me. But everybody grows. Everybody makes mistakes and they grow. And I think when you forgive people, man, it's easy to move on. I forgive people. I've forgiven people that have made mistakes and that people that are growing, because you understand that as you're growing, you're getting better. And to support somebody at their lowest when they're growing and when they need you to give them, not just take them to a party or take them and say you're making them money. No, it's to help stimulate them mentally, to teach them a better way, to prepare them to be on the level and receive the abundance that's waiting for them, because you got to think on a certain level when you get to that point. When you get to the point where you're about to cross over, yeah, he's going to be testing. He's going to be watching. He's going to make sure that you're worthy of it. Tava, we're committed to this. And I'm telling you, it has to start somewhere. Someone has to demonstrate. But I'm asking all my fellow networkers out there, man, let's not de-edify each other, man. Let's support each other. You don't have to de-edify me. I don't have to de-edify you. We don't have to de-edify. There's enough money for everybody, man. This industry is a blessing. We need to restore our favor in this industry. Do you know? You think about the last 5 or 6 years, man. I don't know any new success stories, and I think it's because we lost our favor. I think in this industry we've led. Do we have people making some money? Yeah, we do. But I mean, success is people who create success. I think of the same names that have been said are the names that are still being said, that have been said for the last 5 to 10 years. But it's time to restore our favor. But don't the way we restore our favor, start operating on principle. I'm not a slave driver. People in my company, I don't own them. And if they leave my company, I'm not gonna cut off their money, because you are messing with people who are on an assignment, that are being assigned, that are someplace. Sometimes they are there for a reason and for a season. And then it is written that at a certain time that they're going to move on, and they're going to learn where they are. They're going to come to Tava, learn, pick some things up, be prepared for their journey. You can't steal that moment when somebody is called to move on, and you can't punish them for that. You can't de-edify them. You can't villainize them, because that's not what network marketing is about. It's not about that. It's about some people are placed somewhere for a reason and for a season. And when their season is up, they're going to serve someplace else. And if you interrupt that, then you wonder why things are not happening the way you want them to happen. You wonder why you're not being blessed the way you want to be blessed. So you used to be blessed, and it's because you are interrupting something that is divine. And the moment we begin to understand that again, is the moment we will start experiencing greatness again. The moment that you all will start experiencing greatness will be the moment that you understand that this thing is much bigger than, I don't like what he said to me. He is crazy as hell. I don't like that. This and this, man, listen, this what we are called to do is much bigger than any person. Your purpose is much bigger than any person and their idiosyncrasies and their craziness. What you're called to do is much bigger than that. When you understand that, then everything that you want will abundantly appear before your eyes, and it will be in your hands. But you have in your hands right now the tools. You have in your hands right now the ability to free people that need us right now. There are people that desperately, if you're with another company right now and you're on here listening to this, look, I'm with you. I'm not de-edifying you. Please do your part, because there are people, there's enough out here for everybody. But you got to be ready. So I ask you again, what do you have in your hands? How are you going to use what you have in your hands? Because you have power in your hands. But the only way you enact that power is to communicate with this. This will activate what's in your hands. You don't even see it, but it's in your hands. You have power. What are you going to do with the power in your hands? What are you going to do? There are people that need help. What are we going to do? Let's stop de-edifying each other. Let's stop hurting each other. Let's stop trying to destroy each other. Let's use our power and the time and energy that we put into doing that to helping other people in 2021. I thank y'all for this time. I wish you all a happy new year. 2021 is here. What would you do? Will you use power in your, will you consciously make the change? Or will you just say, that damn Kenny talks too much? I don't care either way. I pray that here at Tava, that we make a shift, that we shift and we go higher, we become greater, that we operate on principle, because I know in everything in me that this year in Tava is the year of restoration. And we're going to restore a lot of people. And we're going to restore some people that have been in Tava. But we're going to restore some people that are waiting for us. There are a lot of people that are praying tonight, and we are the answer to their prayer. And we are who? We are Tava. And we have the power in our hands. And we're going to get better, and we're going to use it. So thank you very much. I'm Kenny Lloyd, CEO of Tava Lifestyle. I'm an ambassador for the industry of network marketing. And I love you guys, and I appreciate you. And Happy New Year. And enjoy your family. Enjoy.
Gotta top it like about give life. 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 Big grind from the night to the AM. Big grind. New multi-millionaires in the making. Big boss now, but it all took some patience. Real boss. Rockstar life spread well across the nation. Give one chance, you know what I do to it. Whole team getting money and I'm used to it. Beat the odds and I'm still going used to it. Changing lives every day, you can YouTube it. Hold up, it's on when it's short. You know I stay down, stuck around for the glow up. And you can ask anybody around, yeah they know us. We can't stop now, cause the grind is never over. Hey, you gotta top it lifestyle, give life. 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 It go top it lifestyle, turn my life round. Time out, told her hater pipe down. Top it lifestyle, turn my life round. Time out, told her hater pipe down. Hey, big grind from the night to the AM. Big grind. New multi-millionaires in the making. Big boss now, but it all took some patience. Rockstar life spread well across the nation. Lifestyle.